I'm Cracking Advice, Play Party, host of Motion Country Cousin Sir Winnie, and this episode has been one that I am super proud about and like super happy that we can kind of switch up the speed from the normal golf talk. As you can see, I have my wonderful and beautiful wife next to me, Alma, and we have our friends here with us today. We are on location in the fish tank at Lakers Lane. So to introduce how it is, we are the vet couple of this relationship. We've been married the longest, so we've been married for 2.5 years, 3 years now?
Almost 2 years.
Almost 2 years now. And then we have the newlyweds, Kylinn, Jazz.
Hello.
What up?
And then we also have the newly engaged, Kylinn and Austin. Woo!
Hi.
We're all friends, right? But I think my wife and I have been friends with these two couples through like the inception of everything. Not everything with Kylinn and Austin or Jazz, but we were at Jazz and Kyle's wedding, as you guys see, and as you will see in this clip. And then we were also a part of Kylinn and Austin's engagement celebration. So we're just going to talk to you guys like super friendly, but we wanted to show a different side of what you guys see on the internet. A lot of you guys just see the fugazi shit, you know, the beauty marks that come with being in a relationship. What we're going to talk about today is a little bit more of like I would say the real, you know what I'm saying? Like we're going to talk about the good, the bad, and the beautiful. So how y'all doing today, man? Thank you for being here.
Yeah.
I mean, let's get it going.
Let's get it going, right? We're gonna hop right in. No, I ain't saying no.
Yeah, no, let's get it.
No cute conversation with these motherfuckers. We're gonna get right into it, guys. All right, so we'll start off with the newlyweds. How was your wedding experience? Like, how was that having like your family and friends all come together? The stress levels now that it's over with, and the stress levels before. How's it been?
It was good. It went by way too fast.
She said it was good. I mean, it was stressful. It
was
stressful. But
it was not stressful, and here's why it was not stressful. Because I took care of almost everything before the wedding, months ahead. And so he didn't have to really worry about anything except for me being like, let's make sure like we got all of this handled.
You got to double check everything.
Yes,
triple
but
check.
It was not stressful because I think as the bride, we take on a lot of the responsibility.
Bridezilla, for sure. I wouldn't say you were bridezilla, but like the bridezilla effect.
No, and Kylinn will also understand this as time goes on. Like, yes, like the men help, but as a bride, you're gonna be probably taking on most of the planning responsibility.
I would like to speak for all the strong men out there. I did mine.
Did you?
That's what I like to think. I did my part.
I did.
Did
you know,
I did.
Maybe I
mean,
didn't.
there was.
I do be trying.
There wasn't much to do,
mean,
but I did it.
But he did it.
There wasn't much to do, but I definitely did it.
Us guys, we be trying, but you know.
Yeah, we do.
The only thing he had to make sure he did is
sure.
make sure him and the groomsmen had their suits.
Yeah.
And we
And
did.
that was stressful enough for him.
It really was. He called me like the day before. I was like, "Hey man, so you're not gonna take your suit with you? I'm gonna drop it up there just to make sure we all have them." And I was so happy he did because I'm pretty sure I forgot a few things at my house. The suit wouldn't have been one, but that would have been a long drive back down here to pick it up.
Hey.
Yeah, so that was dope, and it was fun being there, man. You guys had great food, great drink, great atmosphere.
Good time.
Yeah.
Good times, right?
Yeah.
So now we'll go over to newly engaged. Appreciate that. You guys are jumping into this process. What are some of the, I guess, like initial challenges that you guys are facing right now, and do you feel the same? Like, do you feel the stress rising?
There's a little bit of stress, but a little bit like not at the same time. I'd say the stress is finding a lot of like the DJ and like our photographer, like the prices that we want, because we don't want to like be super extravagant, but we want to make sure that we have everything there. So it's not like super stressful, but it's just kind of more annoying, I guess.
RSVPs, man.
Yeah.
I can't believe people don't just like, oh yeah, I got this invitation. No, you don't do that? What? I would do.
Yeah, no, they're not gonna do it for months.
Right? Yeah.
It's one of those
Yeah.
things that you're like, wow. why.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
real quick.
right.
So on the RSVP front, Jazz, would you like to talk about the RSVP
I was
front?
gonna say we had people literally the day of the wedding texting me saying they're not gonna make
Oh
it. So it was,
That's
and
crazy.
we invited, I think, 145 people was like our max number of people that we invited, because we kept adding to the list. And then I think we only had like 80 people show, or 70 people. So you definitely expect like a good portion of the people you invite probably not to show.
Even if they RSVP.
Yeah,
they might
even
not
if they
show.
RSVP, they're gonna probably cancel the day of.
Yeah, because I shout out to y'all who didn't come because I got a lot of extra brisket and some cake. So appreciate
Yeah,
y'all.
no, shout out to all the people that didn't come too, because
We know who you are.
Yeah,
It was lit
It'll
without
stick
you.
in our brains forever.
It was
Believe
lit
it.
without you. Don't forget it.
for sure. So so this is one question that we can just start off like putting our foot in the water slowly. Kylinn and Austin, how did you guys meet?
Oh.
My homie.
Yeah.
To cut it short.
And my ex-best friend.
I was
They were together. Jazz was there.
Yeah, sorry.
I went over with Michaela. Don't know if you're watching this, probably not, but we went over to his apartment and we just hung out, like we smoked. Me and Austin didn't really talk, but it kind of went by fast. Once Michaela and I were heading back to her mom's house, Bevan comes running out. He's like, Austin wants your Snapchat. Can I give it to him? And I was like, yeah, sure. And then we just started talking from there.
The Snapchat, Austin. I see how you slid in there, my brother. I see
And
how
I
you
just
did
like
it.
say we have
Hey.
not lost our streak.
And I was about to
since
say, that's the
then.
real
Oh,
thing.
that's the real thing. Good shit, good shit, good shit. Hey, man.
I'm on
Let me
it.
check on this.
Hey, good shit,
Yeah,
good
double
shit.
check. What do you
He
have?
said, let me
though?
double check. Yeah,
Yeah,
let's do
yeah,
that.
wait,
Let's do that.
What's everyone's Snap
Let's
streak?
show it.
Yeah,
was
let's compare it.
Show it, show it. We need proof.
1,738.
The people need proof.
Oh, wow.
All right.
So you said 1,738? That's crazy.
1,007. See, ours is 1,098. If
Nice.
it'll,
Hell yeah.
And
it
see, we're
will
old,
show.
so.
It probably
Hey,
won't.
yeah, we the old couple.
We don't use
We don't use
Snapchat
Snapchat, baby. You're gonna say after a while, that shit gets cut out the window.
I only use it so I can keep my streak alive with him.
For
Really.
sure. I like how it's like short and sweet, how you guys
And
did
with
it.
you,
But, like,
and with you, kind of, because I have the streak.
so like short and sweet, like that's how you guys like met. But like, how did you know that this was like, all right, so this is somebody that I want to create a Snapchat streak with? All right, when the fuck did you know it was real?
That was a totally different question.
It is. Yeah, I started off on a path and then we just diverted from that. Just ask the real question, Blair. Like, when did y'all know it was real?
I think, well, for me personally, my experience, I think when we sat in his car and I told him that I had liked him, like, I liked him. Like,
The double like.
The double like,
I
yeah.
was, like, going into, like, I was probably, like, most likely gonna fall in love with him and tell him that I love him soon, which, I don't know if that's a question, but we won't get there yet. Yeah.
I mean, what's the difference between the like and the love? Tell me that.
The like is just so you don't say love too quick, bro.
Yeah.
That's really all it is. The like is so you don't say
The
love.
like
Yeah.
is the
The
premature.
like
love.
is love for sure.
Because,
It's
like,
like,
if he didn't feel the same way back, I didn't want to look dumb and say, like, oh, I
Exactly.
said I love you, and now my heart's just broken.
all right, now Austin, what about you? Because so she gave us hers. What about
Man,
you?
I gotta say, it was the devotion. We hung out so often, and it was like a lot of previous girls that I've been talking to. It was not like that, and it was just a whole different vibe with her. It was hung out all the time. We always had a good time. We never had any sort of like differences. It felt like, even though we do have differences, it would never be like something that we'd like argue about or anything. And it was just like, it was a comfortable, chill vibe with her every single time, and I just fell in love with that, and I fell in love with her.
That's so
Oh.
sweet. Hey, cuz, shout out to my man
That's
Austin,
exactly
dog.
what
Hey,
I said.
I ain't gonna lie to you. That's the most Austin talk goddamn day.
Probably.
All right. So I think I know this one, but for continuity purposes and for the podcast, Jazz, when did you know that shit was real?
When I knew that was when.
Two
When
days.
yeah. When you know it was real?
Okay.
Tell us how you met and when you knew it was real.
So we obviously, like, as you know, we met on Tinder, and it was
They
really,
don't know.
as you guys know, and it was really just kind of we're just like meeting to like drink and hang out, like just to have somewhere to party. Like it's not gonna lead to anything. But then that first night, it was like an instant connection, even though I was drunk. But drunk me, I would argue drunk me reads people way better than sober me. And so drunk me was like, oh, this guy, I really, really like him. Like, I don't know what it is.
There goes that double word, y'all. Really, really.
Yeah, really, really like him.
Really,
and then
really,
it was the same connection, I feel like, with Kylinn and Austin, where it was like immediately we just didn't want to be away from each other. It just instantly clicked, wanted to hang out every single day.
I knew it was real as soon as I got into the car and I had to go pick her up that night. I was like, if I gotta go drive over here and pick her up, not send the Uber, you know what I mean?
For sure. We ain't holding it out, sending the Uber on the lift.
It's real.
Yeah.
So.
Hold on, you pick her up in the Trackhawk?
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
No, before
it was wrapped.
Before it was wrapped, and then I came back with my dad's
with his
truck.
dad's truck. So I was like, why are you picking me up with a different car?
Yeah,
It was the
and
next
then,
day.
two cars.
And then I came back the next time with the wrapped.
And I was like, do you have 3 cars? What
Oh,
the
he
fuck
got
is
that
that?
money.
Oh, he got money.
I was like, what?
All right, so I like
was
to
funny.
ask my wife, when did you tell the people how we met and when you knew her?
Okay, so how we met.
I kicked her out the bar. Or I tried to. It didn't work out.
I tried to. So me and my friend Josh, shout out Joshy, we went to a SZN concert when she came to town, and afterwards we had told our previous coworker Michaela that we were gonna come to the bar that she now worked at after the concert. And so we walk in, the bar's already closed. You know, they're clearly ready to get the fuck out of there. And Bishop is just like, oh yeah, we're closed, like get out. And me and Josh were like, no. So we walk past him and
Exactly
we
how
greet
it went.
Michaela and everything's like fun. And then I think Bishop realized, he's like, oh, it was like her friends, my bad. So he like came over, gave us a couple free tequila shots, and ever since then we just kind of started hanging out, all kind of as like mutual friends, really.
Yeah.
And then after hanging out with mutual friends, I think we were just kind of like, I don't know, just like, you know, he came over to my house and kind of like didn't leave.
She skipped a decent part. I'll tell you guys that part. She's not lying though. I did bring the Xbox over. Once that motherfucker get dropped off at the house, a nigga ain't going nowhere.
The Xbox drop off.
But we
is
were
game
very
over.
much low though. Like in the beginning, it was like, hey, like I am like not wanting a relationship.
Yeah.
Like we need to just like literally fuck and that's it. And he was like, yo, like same. And I was like, perfect, great.
My mom watches this. Straight up.
Moms of real relationships. Shout out.
Straight. That's another episode coming. No, but I think. Well, she got all of that right. When I knew it was real was no bullshit. I've been working very hard at the bar and like really not getting sleep and partying after bar work and all that bullshit. And then I asked her to go to a movie with me. So we went to go. Was it in Cuzzies or Oakshire?
I think it was Oakshire.
Oakshire. We got drinks there, and being tired and me with a beer in my body, I'm gonna pass the fuck out anyway. That's just that. But we went to go see Thor Ragnarok in theaters. And I knew it was real because she didn't leave when I fell asleep in the movies. I fucking slept through that movie for like two separate times when we watched it. But I woke up, she was still there, and I think the biggest thing for me to like know that was the person I wanted to be with was she accepted like my flaws. She accepted my bullshit. Like I saw myself as damaged goods or coming with like baggage because I had a daughter. I had a kid's mom that we had not just stopped talking, but there was a situation where me and her weren't together, and it was I'm not seeing my daughter as much, so I'm stressed out. That's like not keeping me up at night and all that shit. And she didn't run from that. She more or less accepted it and gave me grace in a sense of like being able to be emotional about those situations. So I knew it was like legit something when I fell asleep in the movie theater and when she was like, I'm here for you, dog, no matter what. So yeah, and then she's right. I did take the Xbox over there after a few dig downs, and because the bed was pressure,
Solidified.
and that bed was pressure for a second. Cause I was like, this bed is good as shit. You better sleep on I was sleeping on the couch at the time. So nigga, what? Yeah,
For real.
yeah, I'm coming over.
No. That's my question too. For the people who had that bed exchange, who maybe had that flip a bed, who had a new bed now they were coming
Whose
into.
bed did you switch to?
But what was that experience like? It was, hold on, who's the new bed for everybody? Because it was Jazz was the new bed.
She was the new bed. I slept on the couch, my nigga.
I slept in your bed.
Yeah, only recently we switched beds to her old
Well,
bed.
The a question that I like to know, because I was just thinking about this today. What is, and I want each of you to answer it for yourself, not like try to answer it for your partner. What is your love language, and does your partner understand that love language? So for me, my love language is like cooking and giving. It's like I cook for my wife as much as I can. I try to like foot massages or just like being there.
No, what's your list? So,
Yeah.
like, what do you...
What do I like to?
That's
Oh,
your
what do I
love
say?
language.
Oh,
Oh,
my fault, my
no,
fault.
I was thinking about it the
Yeah,
same way
okay.
you was. I was like,
I'm fucking my own question.
I feel you. I feel you.
No, for me, like my love language is like just being present. Like I'm an introvert by nature, but extrovert by choice. So like when I'm at my house, when it's just me and her, I love to just
So
be there.
You like quality time.
Yeah, just like being there, like just be
You
there,
could
bro.
be
We ain't
silent
we ain't
with
gotta,
somebody.
yeah, be silent, bro. Like, and y'all know that, like, they know this.
Yours is
What you say?
Sit next to me.
Yeah, just sit next to me, like
Yeah,
talk,
that's
sit next to me, but don't fucking say
that's
shit.
your thing.
That's a big
So that's mine. But what's
mine?
yours?
Mine is acts of service.
What's yours?
I feel like I tend to
what's
do
yours?
a lot for like a lot of other people, and so and I don't expect anything back, like literally at all. Like my goal is to give someone like the greatest present in the world, and I'll just be like a little goofball on the side, being like, "Oh, open it," and like, "Let me see what your reaction is."
She
like.
wins Christmas a lot.
And that's pretty
A
much
lot.
it. So like when something is like, you know, when he like cooks for me or like gives me something and it's like completely like just like random, like I'll come home and like sometimes just like the house is just like super clean and everything's done and I'm just like, fuck, like I just gotta sit here and like be lazy because like sometimes things are like done, so like I don't know what to do with myself because I'm just like fidgety and shit, but like it's dope because then I'm like, oh no, like I think like sometimes like I just like I deserve like to do nothing, so
For sure.
trying to
Yeah.
realize that a lot more also because of him, because he's telling me that. So I think acts of service is definitely something that's like my love language.
All right, so Jasmine Cobb, what is yours?
That's
She
that's
just-
crazy.
Yeah, no, she said it for me, and I was acts of
What's
service.
crazy is literally we have the same love language as you guys, but reverse is he is acts of service in that he likes to do things like if like he'll do the dishes and he'll clean when he knows like I'm feeling depressed, or he'll like get things from me when he knows I need them, and he's just like there presently to make sure everything like I'm good no matter what. And then my love language is quality time. Like I like just laying in bed and doing
She
nothing
loves
with him.
being able to just have time with her thoughts and be able to like really expound upon
Like
it.
as long
Because
as
with
we're
that, she's
around
able
each
to,
other, I'm happy. We don't even have to be
We ain't
talking.
gotta do shit. We ain't
I
gotta
just
talk.
wanna be
just
around
be here,
you.
nigga. Just fucking be here. All right. Newly engaged. What y'all got?
You want me to go first?
Nah, I'm definitely quality time. I love when she's around, and I love being around her. That's probably that's my shit right there.
I'm about to cry.
It's being the same thing.
I also like quality time, but I do think my love language is physical touch because I'm always up in his grill, always wanting like kisses or hugs or just like touching his foot or touching his hand.
Yeah.
I
Like
don't like my feet
that's yeah. I like anything to be able to touch him, like just sitting next to him is what I love.
That's beautiful, dog. Like I think that's. I can like actually piggyback on that too. Like
You do
when,
like
when we
physical
sleep,
touch?
like
Yeah.
I'll just put my foot on her, like just like I just need to know this motherfucker's right here.
Yeah.
Just touch a nigga. Just alright. So like the biggest thing is I love those memes where it's like I need you to like be here but not be here. Like be here physically but shut the hell up because like I'm going through some shit. I just need to know that like if I need it I can look over and see you and like the world is alright and it's all calm. I think that's beautiful for all of us because it seems like we all have the same shit. And I think that's why we kind of connect as a
Right.
group, because like we all have those similarities, but the differences as well.
I
Now
think
this
that's
is
why we all work so well.
as
in
a,
our
yeah, for sure,
relationships.
for sure. And right now we're celebrating Austin's birthday, and
birthday.
happy birthday, big
happy
dog!
birthday.
Best.
It won't be his birthday when this comes out, but when y'all watch it, y'all know we recorded this on my new birthday. But we literally just like we started a group and it was like, bro, let's like we all need to like set aside time to be with each other because we're building pretty much our future for our children. Like my child would be best friends with my best friend's child and my other best friend's child. Like my baby will know only this as family, along with real family. You know what I'm saying? So it's a beautiful thing to just know that our friendship has grown like that, right? But if you could tell the world about your partner, in a sentence, like what would that be, and how would you want the world to accept your partner?
Just everything you dreamed of.
Oh.
Oh, thank you.
There's no one-upping that.
Next question, goddammit.
It's a whole ass vibe every day. I get to feel it. So.
Oh my gosh.
That's so dope. All right, somebody has to try and come back with something, please. Somebody.
Well, I'm definitely
Yeah.
not gonna one-up him, but he has the most gentle soul that I've ever met. He is the sweetest and kindest person, and he will be there for anybody as much as he can, and it's just, yeah, he's just a sweet soul, kind soul.
I would say that he's incredibly genuine, that what you see is like what you get. He's never gonna talk bad about anybody or backstab anyone. Like, he's a genuine, kind-hearted person to everyone around him.
I would say, yeah, one of the best gifts that I could have ever been given.
Hell yeah.
No, how would you sell her to people, bro?
I mean,
That's it. That's a good- hey,
that's
brother, you
just
can't
the
get
best,
this gift.
The best gift that
I feel like we all have that.
ever.
Like
I don't
as
know.
I see that in Austin. I see that in you, bro. And like it's definitely the same thing for me. It's like you will never be able to find. Like I got a one of one when God made my wife. He made my wife like for me.
Yeah.
She had to go through a lot of weird ass motherfucking situations and niggas, and I had to go through bullshit with girls. But like when we found each other, like you ain't getting that back. Like we're not taking this back to Target, cause this motherfucker staying. Broken or not, this motherfucker gonna stay. Ain't no receipts. I don't need the receipt, lady. Keep the receipts. Actually, where's my merch?
Hey. I think I would say, like, you know, if you, like, you will literally never have a conversation with anyone like you will be able to conversate, like, with Bishop. Like literally, like, any like simple thing that you think can like die off in like a minute of just talking about, like, he can keep it going forever. So that and like in a really, really good way. And like he can look at something and like it be like either really, really good or be like really, really bad, and can talk about it for like ever. So I think it's just like I learned so much that it just like truly shocks me, like how much I'm able to learn from him just like on the daily.
So we'll start off with Jazz and Kyle with this question, and I'll give you guys full screen. What is one topic that you guys find very hard to talk about as a couple?
Probably right now the biggest one is my brother, Joel. The biggest obstacle right now.
Before you get into that, real quick, before you guys get into that, you guys pretty much took your brother and adopted your little brother as your own.
Yeah.
He's 13 years old. Love Jelly. Jelly, what's up, baby? But you guys expedited your parental process. Like, I don't even have a 13-year-old. I got a 6-year-old. My daughter be 7. So you guys are living with the 13-year-old. So like,
he's going through puberty. He's becoming a little asshole.
so many things. So like that right there kind of sets the stage for this. But like, what is that actually like? Why is it hard, and how is it hard?
Right now, the biggest thing is like figuring out how to like give like his privileges and his what's the word I'm looking for? Not punishment, but like
Discipline?
consequences, like following through with those things. And me and him, we're just figuring out like obviously our own parenting styles. The way I parent may be different than the way he parents, and so just trying to balance that out and have respect for each other instead of like butting heads. It's finding that balance can be a little difficult with Joel, because obviously he's becoming a grown person, so it's like I'm trying to take into account his wants and needs, but also trying to stick to my guns. And Kyle's didn't grow up having Joel the way I have, so he wants to implement his like way of thinking, which is fair and like completely fine, but it's just hard to try and find that balance.
Yeah, and I know when to maybe stop pushing as much and to just let Jazz kind of take over when it comes to those situations, because like she said, she's been around him longer and maybe knows the ins and outs of how he'll react and whatnot. But yeah, trying to at least get my foot in the door to at least parenting to some extent, with putting my 2 cents in where it matters, I think, and yeah, building a family.
For sure. Pre-building a family, because you motherfuckers might have a baby here soon. We don't know. So, Kylinn and Austin, what about you guys? Like, what do you find as the topic that is hardest to like discuss, especially right now in your, like, you guys are at that stage where it's like you're about to get married. So these are some certain conversations you guys have to have because you are, you're getting married. The goal is to like eventually start a family and build, and like, so what is that for you guys?
I definitely think that the having a baby is a challenging subject. I have always wanted babies I've known for a long time that I want to be a mother. And I think Austin, I don't want to speak on his behalf, but he wants to find more of himself before he has kids, and it's hard for me to wait because I want a kid. Like, that's really the truth. But I mean, I'll obviously wait for him as long as he needs because he is the man I'm marrying in the end. And we have to work as a team. But I do think that's a challenging subject.
For sure.
It does come off and on again about when it's going to happen, and I always try to get it to come close,
every time.
Closer.
Every time. Look at him just dropping it in, just dropping the things off. Just ad-libbing.
It happens every month, actually.
Yeah.
Things will
Just happened
happen
yesterday.
when it happens. So how it happens, we'll just see.
For sure. What about you, big dog? How do you?
Yeah, no, I'm definitely on that same boat. Kids, I mean, I love kids. I'm down to have a kid, but right now I feel like, I'm just not prepared. I don't know myself, so how am I gonna get to know my own child? It's just like it's a rough thing for me to comprehend, I guess. But yeah, I totally agree with her. The kid conversation, it's always scary when it comes up, but I'm a good battler.
So I think the biggest thing for like that, like, and I want to like kind of piggyback off that part because we can also talk about babies in this and like growing a family, and we will. But as the father in the group who is not attached to the kid's mom, the biggest thing is like you have to know that this is the person that you want to like create a life with.
Yeah.
And a lot of people are out here just like fucking like their dogs and making litters of people and then just dismissing them. So to have that as a tough discussion as a couple, that shit is awesome. Like, I think you gotta lean into that uncomfortable pressure because
What happened?
No, I also wanted to just point out the use of English and comma, fucking like dogs and not fucking like.
Oh my gosh, Bob. Jesus
Then
Christ.
nobody's
Like the recording stopped. I was
Nobody's
like,
fucking dogs. I want to make that clear. Nobody's
we're
fucking
not
dogs.
fucking dogs. Nobody's fucking dogs.
Nobody's-
Yeah, it might be somebody fucking a dog.
No
right
peanut
now.
butter involved here. No. I gotta just say because English is important. Comma
nasty.
was
That's
put
nasty.
in.
Yeah, there was a
put in.
comma there, but like people are
I just wanted to
fucking
throw that in there.
like dogs. But no, people are legit like there's. I know too many people who are just out there having babies just to have babies. So to have a difficult conversation and it being about knowing yourself before you have a kid, I think that is an uncomfortable thing to lean into, but that is something you should be proud to lean into, and that uncomfortability, like, because at a certain point, you're gonna have this kid, or you're gonna like have the pregnancy test come back, like, oh, you're pregnant, and then you're gonna start questioning a lot of shit because it's like this is gonna change your body and your DNA for the rest of your life now.
Yeah.
So it's like it's so many different things that come into play when it comes to having a kid. So I love the fact that is something that you guys are having a hard talk about, because I wouldn't say that's something we have a hard talk about, but I want a kid. Like, legit, I want 9 of the motherfuckers. I don't, but I do. You dig what I'm saying?
I want 12 of them.
I want 12 fucking babies. Like, no, but like, I truly want his...
You want a family.
I do. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I fucking want a basketball
Baseball
team.
team. Yeah.
No, but like, I'm not saying that I didn't grow up with a family, but my brother and sister, like, we're all 2-3 years apart, but it seems like we didn't really, like, mesh as siblings. You know what I'm saying? Like, I barely talk to my sister now, barely talk to my brother. I don't talk to my brother, I haven't talked to him in years. So family is at least for me, that's our tough subject, is like family. Her family's close, but not too close. My family's far as fuck. I want to start a family. Like I wanted to have a baby with this person with the first year of knowing her. Like I wanted to have a baby with my wife. So to know that she has that same thought that Austin has, where she's like, we need to be prepared for this shit before we do it. Not that she's like questioning herself or trying to figure herself out, but
there's always that one person in the
she's more logical.
who wants a baby and the other's like, let's wait. Kyle was like,
there's always a
let's
logical person.
I still want one too. Like that's definitely like I want to be a mom. I want to have a child. I want to have a person with this. I want to have a person with my person. Definitely. I am just very like, come from a place where like 4 out of my 5 best friends in high school all had children. Like by the time we graduated. So like, if I'm able to plan for something, then I would like to, if I can be in a good position to be able to make that happen. It's just kind of like, thinking from, if I can be responsible, I would like to be responsible.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's my thing too, is like, I think the hardest conversation for us to have, and just transparent as fuck, is the biggest thing for me is I want the world for my wife when there's not much that I can give her at this exact moment. So it's like it's a gut punch to your manhood. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I apologize. I missed my wife on one of these answers. So, but what is a tough conversation for you?
Definitely it's just fucking having a conversation, honestly. Like sometimes just like about how I'm feeling, what exactly is causing me a stressor or making me upset, or like why I'm feeling the way I'm feeling. It's just hard, I think, for like me to like open up about a lot of stuff. And I think mainly it's because like, growing up, like just like from like the Mexican Latino culture, it's like your parents came over here for like the purpose of making sure you have like a better life or whatever. And so like since then, and I was the oldest sister, so like just with that information, I was like basically a second mom to my younger siblings and everything, and being like kind of like another head of household, first to graduate high school, first to go to college, first to do all these things. So like it's like kind of like this like immense amount of pressure and also an immense amount of pride. So like my number one goal was to get a good job, do all these things my parents didn't do, and then be able to be independent. And like I have been independent like fully myself, like ever since like I graduated like college. And now I'm also able to like, if my siblings were to ask me for money, like that would be like no question, I would do it. If my parents even asked me, like that I would do it. So like being like raised to be like super like kind of like tough and like in that type of like position, now whenever anything happens that like could break me, I'm like, nope, I'm not gonna talk about it, I'm not gonna deal with it, I'm not gonna bring it up, I'm not gonna do anything. Like I'm not trying to be a burden to people, because I don't feel like that's like something that's supposed to be. So that's my hardest thing and I feel like you know that for sure. Like that's definitely something that's like super hard for me.
And I'm trying my hardest to be like, dog, just
peel the onion.
It's
peel the onion.
That really is like no bullshit. Like, and I'm not like saying it like a haha, like I told you everybody, but like no bullshit. Like there's always that one person that has that layer that is so hard for them to peel back. But no, I think that's the tough conversation for us, at least for me speaking. And the other thing is, and this I think this might be diverting from the situation or from the conversation, but taking things too personal and thinking that everything is like an attack on me. I forgot who I was listening to, but they were saying that feeling disrespected and being disrespected are two separate things. Is there a situation with you guys' relationships where that might be the same thing, where the feeling isn't the action, or their feeling isn't the reality, so it can kind of draw that wedge? Is that something, or is that just us?
We've experienced that in our relationship for sure, where like one of us, at least especially for me, like I'll feel like I'm being treated like I'm stupid,
mm-hmm.
or I feel like he's like treating me like I did something dumb, and I'm like, that's like, don't do that. And he may not realize that that's how it comes across, and so we've definitely had to have conversations where I'm like, just don't talk to me like that, or react that way, because it makes me feel like what I did or said it was stupid, and I don't like I don't like feeling that way. So things like that. But he definitely doesn't mean to be like that, but sometimes like that.
It can just come off that way, and it's kind of sucky.
Also, it's also what you you know, things that you can do also to maybe kind of better this. He's been to, like, his own type of therapy and counseling. I myself am in my own therapy and counseling. So, like, that's something that's just, like, super fucking normal and, like, I think everyone in their life should go to therapy at some point. Just because we all go through our own, like, traumas, experiences, and, like, tribulations that, like, we just, like, kind of need to talk about. And there's, like, again, like, literally the other day I was having a mental breakdown. But, like, it's because of stuff that I talked to my therapist about. And he thought I was, like, upset at him this whole time.
I got loud, my fault.
And I was like, no, dude. Like, literally, it's what I talked to my therapist about. So, like, it's, like... But then being able to communicate that. So then, like, my fault in that was not communicating to him. I'm good. I just talked to my therapist. I just, like... need you to shut the fuck up and like leave me alone.
Just play your fucking video game, dude. Shut the shit up.
Yeah.
So that I like that segue, but that was a good transition. That's my nigga right here. Do you guys go to counseling, and would you ever go to like couples counseling? Is that something that's on your mind? Like, you don't have to have a problem to go, but would you guys ever go to couples counseling just to have that? Yo, this is some shit I need to get off, but I know if I talk to you about it, it might be fucked up. So I want to have somebody there to mediate it. Have you guys ever thought about that?
We've never been. I've never personally been either, like for myself or as a couple. I'm not opposed to going though. Do I want to pay for it? No. But would I, if we really needed to, or we felt that as individuals we did need to go to counseling, then yeah, I would. But at the moment, no.
I definitely want to experience it for myself at some point, and then if therapy becomes like challenges that we both can't figure out, oh hell yeah, we bring that shit to a counseling. But no, personal counseling, yeah, I 100% agree. Everyone should do it at least once. Try it, see what they find out about themselves. But yeah.
So, have you done it yet, bro?
Nope, never been to counseling.
I think, and this is me coming from a big ass place of love, that is gonna help you find who the fuck you are.
For sure, yeah.
It's a dope journey. You know what I'm saying? Doing it by yourself, but to have that added, like, it's pretty much a tour guide through your brain, bro. Like,
second perspective. Oh yeah.
It's like a tour guide. Like you only.
That feels personal. A lot of personal attacks. But
it
like
really
personal
is.
attacks you need to understand about yourself.
Yeah.
Is what therapists do.
I agree.
Jazz and Kyle, what about you guys? Personal or couple? Have you done it or have you thought
I
about
would
it?
go to couples therapy for sure. I've never gone to personal therapy.
I've gone to personal therapy and I've gone through quite a few therapists. Never really was able to find one that I felt like not comfortable, but that I felt actually helped me.
Yeah.
I'm not the type of person that takes on maybe it's just the experiences I've had. I just have not had a good experience with therapy where I just didn't feel like I was helped, or in the future, if something were to happen where I felt like, yeah, we really needed therapy, sure, but I don't personally, I wouldn't want to have therapy with him just because of my own personal experiences with it.
So hold on, elaborate on that. So you wouldn't want to have couples counseling because you feel like the counseling that you've had so far has not been up to par?
Yes, and also just from experiences from my mom going to counseling with her husband at the time. He used it as a tactic for manipulation to kind of manipulate the counselor into making her believe what he wanted. And so for me, I just kind of have a negative, even though I know it's not, and it's kind of a stupid way of thinking, and I shouldn't have this thinking, but it's still how it's been embedded in my head, is I have a negative connotation with couples counseling, where I just don't know if I'd necessarily want it for us, but if we really need it, I wouldn't be opposed. But
No, I don't. I think your feelings are hella valid with that, because my child's mother and I try to do that. We try to go to couples counseling before we were even married to see if what we were doing was going to work out. And I feel the exact same way as you, Jazz, or how your mom probably felt. I know for sure that my kid's mom used that shit as a point to go in there, because she would always meet me there and she would be there earlier. So it's you guys had a whole 5 minutes of shit talking me before I even got in here. So why am I the problem? So
yeah.
And I think that's why sometimes that feeling of disrespect kicks in, because I feel again, that fucking word, feel like when we're having conversations or when the conversation gets brought up, it's like, oh, it's an attack on me. I need to be fixed, not anybody else. It's always me. It's always me. But our counselor, like my child's mother and I's counselor, is a fucking, sorry to say, she's a fucking bitch. She really was, bro. Like, she literally made it seem like I didn't know anything about myself, and that's kind of what turned me off from going to personal counseling. But Barbara, you are a fucking lifesaver, because if it was not for Barbara, my counselor, my therapist, I would not be able to sit here and be as open as I am with these podcasts and to try and bring out in certain people certain conversations to see where we are in life, because I think that personal counseling is the single greatest thing that we probably could have gotten, especially right now in the time we're going through with COVID, coming out of COVID, people getting married, people having children, people starting families. Like, this is the time for you to, like, sometimes you just, like, need to scream at somebody or, like, yell, and you don't want to put that burden on your partner. Sometimes you just gotta let that shit go. You have to. And it's gonna be harder on you if you hold on to it, because at some point you're going to let it out on the person that's closest to you, because that's what we all do. We all do it without knowing that we do. We take out the worst in the world on the person that's closest to us. What was that?
The littlest conversation.
Yeah, it could blow the fuck up. Like, where we getting gas at? Bitch, I don't know where the fuck we getting gas at. Why you always asking me goddamn questions? And now, John beating me up. This, like, god damn, nigga, I asked where we was getting gas. Cause like, can you relax? But that's literally it. And I know that from personal experiences. And like, I'm not saying that I'm perfect. I'm still, like, I haven't been to counseling in over a year now. And I was just telling my wife, like, bro, I need to holler at my nigga Barbara. Like, that's how I talk about Barbara. 6 months? Yeah, that's how I talk about Barbara. I visualize Barbara as, like, one of the closest homies I've ever had. So everybody in here.
Yeah, sometimes I'm like, you just need to go talk to Barbara, bro.
Legit, like, she was like, have you talked to Barbara? And I'm like, you right. You know what I'm saying? You right.
What would Barbara do?
What would Barbara do? Yeah, WWBD. What would Barbara do? So we're gonna loosen up the conversation a little bit. You walk into, all right, so say this is a different universe. You're not married, you're not with your partner. Do you feel like you walk into a bar and you still fall in love with that person?
The same person or something?
Yeah, do you still, like, so we were talking about this earlier, Jazz, like soulmate. So the term soulmate, people throw around as if it's like, that's your love mate. And soulmate is just like, our souls are all connected right here in this room. I visualize everybody in here, like, in my next lifetime, I'm gonna find all 4 of you motherfuckers, all 5 of you motherfuckers, and we gonna be friends, and we gonna be lovers, and we gonna have babies all over again. You know what I'm saying? Like, so that's a soulmate. Our souls are connected through this fucking universe that we live in. The Aurora Borealis that's behind us right now is connecting all of our souls. But do you guys feel like your love mate? Like, would you find this person again in your next lifetime?
Oh yeah, definitely.
What makes that happen?
He's my person. Like,
That's simple, but it's simple, but it's so strong. It's simple, but it's so strong.
Like, he's my person. Like, I tell him everything. Like, he knows, like, my secrets. Like, he knows other people's secrets that he doesn't ever tell anybody. Like, I can trust him. Like,
I forget those.
There's, like, all these different things. But he's just, like, he's my person. He's my rock. He's there all the time. He makes me feel comfortable. He makes me feel loved. He makes me feel like the most beautiful woman on the planet. And, like, I don't know. He's just, like, hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah, brother.
Hell
I thought you were gonna do it, cuz. What happened?
Sorry.
What happened? Where you at with these?
Stop kids.
We'll put him up here.
Yeah, I'll throw hell yeah, brother across the screen. So I know this for sure because when I first met Kyle, a little over a year ago, we were talking, and every time I talked to Kyle about Jazz, who was his girlfriend at the time, what would I say? Your wife.
Yeah, all the time. You would say wife and then have to correct yourself to girlfriend. But it was just preparing me.
I really was. I was grooming this nigga to be married. So
Every single
that
time.
sounds terrible. I'm sorry, I didn't mean the phrase grooming. I was setting my boy up for a positive life, which is still grooming, just in a fancy phrase.
I think you're good. It's
Thank you. But like, how does it feel now, dog? Like, my wife and I were just talking about it. You guys are a month into this shit. How is it for both of you guys? Like, how does this shit feel? What's different and how does it feel?
I mean, the rings didn't, I feel like, change much as as much as it was just nice to show off to everybody that I've ever known and to anyone that she's ever known that like we are for real. We're for real, and like we like anybody that knows me knows my parents mostly, and like my parents have been together over 35 years now, and
40 years.
40 years almost, so it's like they know what real love and what marriage and like sticking together next to your partner is about. And so when we got together, it was, are we gonna get married? And if we're gonna get married, then it's like, okay, everybody's gonna know this is forever, like this is for real. So
I knew I was gonna marry him like the moment I met him, and I told the people I was living with at the time that I was gonna marry him.
That's dope as fuck, bro.
I think kind of bouncing back to that last question is I believe in fate, and we were in the same places at the same time years before we met, like at concerts. Like I'm sure we've passed the same like stores, like there we should have met, and that's where like for sure if we had met at a restaurant and didn't know each other, we would find each other again. But since we've been married, it just feels complete. Like we don't have anything to worry about anymore. We have each other. It always felt like that, but now it's like now everybody else knows as well, and we know like
the world knows. Legally, you guys are always there for each other. You gotta be.
Yeah.
Got to be.
Other than that, it feels the same. It's like we're back.
Now
to
we're just being
doing.
held accountable to it.
All right, so I'll ask you guys as well. Excuse me. With again, it's just a piece of metal that's forged into a circle. But when you asked her, you knew that was your forever person. Like, what has changed, if anything?
What has changed, huh?
Wait, what?
Or how do you feel about this? Like, what is the feeling now that you guys are engaged? Like, what has changed about things? Like, is it nothing? Is it everything? Like,
I feel like nothing's changed. It's been teamwork makes the dream work every day since we met. So I don't know how else it could really change. I guess maybe like the family, like intervening out with our family is gonna be kind of wild, which I'm thinking about. We got such different like family styles. Like my family on my mom's side, they're all really close with each other.
mm-hmm.
They'll bicker and then they'll like separate and then they'll come back together. My dad's side, they're always just chilling, vibing with each other. But no, I feel like everything's pretty much the same. It feels good.
Yeah,
all
my
day,
side
every day.
is quite the opposite. Parents weren't really parents. Grandparents are kind of just there. Had my siblings when I was growing up. That's really about it. Just us until the end. But toxic families stay toxic.
So no, I think that's where we kind of like have the similarities. Like it kind of feels like toxic families stay toxic, but seeing my wife's family interact, and it's like the stereotypical like thought though. It's like, oh, bro, I'm around like this beautiful, huge Mexican family.
It
like,
is nice.
Every time I'm around, her dad is like, "Cerveza?" Her mom never liked hugs, and that's my thing. Like I like hug people a lot.
Oh my god, the first time he hugged my mom, she looked at me like, why the fuck is he hugging me?
And
She's
now
so
when
weird
I
about
walk through the
it.
door,
Now, yeah.
she like embraces me with a hug, and it's.
That's so cute.
And I'll say this, I'll be transparent about this. I'm a dickhead in a lot of situations because I'm in my own fucking head a lot, and I need to rebuild that relationship with mommy and papi, as well as Jazz and Daniel. Hopefully you guys are watching this. I need to rebuild our relationship. But to know that I have them in my corner kind of just like it kind of helps this whole like journey of life, right? I don't feel like I have my brother and sister in my corner. Like that's why I call Kyle my brother. Like Austin is my brother, and Austin is marrying my sister, and Kyle just married my sister. So I'm like, I think as sitting here right now, I'm proud as fuck of both of you guys as a couple. And to be able to say like when I'm old and gray, like, oh, man, I remember when. Like I can't wait to do that shit with you guys. Like when you guys have children and they get to hang out with Uncle B, I'm going to tell them the craziest shit about you guys. Hey, mommy, what? No, I don't know. All right, we get past it. But like, what do you think? Like, we've been in this for 2 years. Like, what has changed for us?
What has changed?
Or how do you feel like anything's changed?
I feel like the government's in our business. Just
All
knowing
of it.
that-
She
just
said
knowing that
only
we're
thing
married.
changed is the government.
Yeah. No, the tax break is great. You know.
Shmoney. That shmoney.
No, I mean I think it's just like I think it's more of like a time thing. Like as time goes on, as like we've been together for longer, and like we're going through like not the motions, but like, you know, we dated for a while, we got engaged for a bit, and then we got married, and now we're like almost 2 years in, and then we're planning on having a child, getting a house. Like we're literally going through the motions of planning for those things, and so. Not to say that that's how it's supposed to happen, but I think that's how I've like wanted it to happen.
Yeah.
And so I think just like going, you know, the only way to move past it is to go through it. And so it just like kind of takes teamwork, checking in on each other, just making sure everything is like good with that. Because I know he can get in his head, but I can also really fucking get in my head too. Like I'm like probably the biggest overthinker, most anxiety person. So it's like different. He gets like depression and I get anxiety. So like, you know, we're just like a perfect match with each other. So it's called balance.
It's balance, bitches.
So yeah, it's just like all about like making sure that at the end of the day you're there for one another and not there to be each other's enemy.
Yeah, I think the same thing. I want to ask this question. I know it, but how did you guys do your engagement thing? Like, how did you throw that knee down and propose?
Oh my god, that shit was so casual because she was expecting it every single minute.
Yes, we know that.
Like,
we know that.
A year, it was just, so when are you gonna propose? So when are you gonna propose? I'm like, soon. I had this all planned out to where it was 2/22. Unfortunately, I didn't do it on 2022 last year, but yeah, that's alright, but whatever. No, but I think I just got done playing video games. We were just chilling, talking. I was sitting in my chair, she was sitting in her chair.
It was so crazy though, because I literally just got done getting ready for the day.
Yeah.
I legit like painted my nails. I like got my hair done, and then I just went to sit with him in the game room, and like, I'm like, why are you recording? And he's like, oh, I'm proposing to you. I'm like, no. You're joking, right?
The question is though, like whenever you're like 80, 90, you know what I mean? Like, are you gonna tell people, yeah, we got engaged 2/22/22, or are you gonna tell them the 23?
2/22.
Well, we'll just say we got
22.
engaged on February 22nd.
Yeah.
Okay.
2/22.
Because you said it the 2/22 and not 22, and it was like, were you planning on the 22?
It was at 2:22 p.m.
Yeah.
Okay.
Are you serious?
You had all the 2/22s.
My dog.
Yeah.
Good fucking continuity, my G.
Yeah, all them
2/22. Time for you to get prepared.
Yeah,
Hey,
all
bitch,
the
it's time for you to
2s.
get married now.
It was also
Pretty
very
much.
casual, which I really appreciated because I have, like, I get, like, social anxiety around, like, those type of things. I did not want it to be in, like, a restaurant or,
With
like,
people.
yeah, with people, especially people that I do not even know. And then my face gets red, and then, like, all the attention's on me, and I, like, don't want that. Yeah.
That's crazy. All right, Big Fish. Talk to me, baby. How'd you do that? How'd you throw that knee down?
Well, we went to dinner. And it was a real casual.
First,
Okay.
Jazz.
Let me just
I was like,
say-
thank you, Jazz.
let
Thank
me
you, Jazz.
just say that he tricked me because he was talking to me about rings, and I was showing him rings. He's like, yeah, I might propose soon. But then I started asking him questions, and then he was like, actually, I was kind of thinking maybe we shouldn't get married now, like anytime soon. Like I'm not. Like, he basically tricked me, and then I also saw that the ring I liked was sold, and he asked me about it and was like, do you still like that ring? And I was like, oh, it was sold. And he's like, are you serious? Best acting I've ever seen in my life.
Hey,
Best
that made an Oscar, cuz.
Because
You my nigga
my
Oscar.
heart was broken. I was like, he didn't get the ring.
Yeah, I had to play it off like I had no idea what
So
you were
I
talking
gave up
about.
all hope of being proposed to, and I was actually really depressed for like 3 weeks. I was really depressed because
I
he
pushed
had
it
it
off a
in
little
my
bit.
head that we were not getting engaged.
Nice.
And I wanted to hit her on a random Thursday, right? It was a Thursday, I think, and it was just
August
it was,
18th.
Yeah, 8/16.
Or 8/16, just
Yeah,
kidding.
8/16. But I just wanted it to be so random. So we just went to a random dinner. I woke up from a nap that day and I was just like, oh man, like we're about to miss our reservation. Do you still even want to go? Like we don't even have to go. And then we were
So
like,
I was like,
nah,
oh, he's for
like,
sure not proposing ever.
I was like, whatever. I'll just get ready really quick. Like we'll go. We went to dinner. It was great. Perfect. Everything went great. We left there. She was obviously in my mind heartbroken because she was like, man, I thought we were like gonna
kept getting little
like
tinges
every
of hope.
night.
I was like, maybe he'll do it here, even though he said he wasn't gonna. Like maybe he will. We pulled up after the restaurant. We pulled up to the gas station. I was like, what if he does it here? Like in my mind. And no.
Yeah,
but
no, I stopped at the gas station after dinner and then I grabbed some scratch offs
Yeah.
to go with the plan, obviously. And then I gave
no
her
idea.
some scratch offs. We went back to the house and we did some scratch offs, and one of the scratch offs was my proposal. And,
The last one, and I was like, damn, this is a winner. And then I scratched off and I saw the ring and I was like, no fucking way. Scratch it off and I turned around and there he is. Honestly. It was same with like Kylinn and Austin, just very casual, which is like sometimes that's the way to go because now like this house will be so special to us because it happened just in our kitchen.
Yeah,
Like
that's so dope,
Yeah.
bro. All right, but you want to tell them how I did it? How I pimped this shit out?
How'd you do it?
I was nervous as shit. I legit was nervous as
for
fuck,
like,
bro. I had the ring for a while.
I swear to God, for like, and I didn't know that, but like for like at least like a month and a half, 2 months, he just kept asking me like, would you really marry me though? And I was like, yeah, I would marry you. He's like, okay, and then just like leave it at that. I'd be like, okay, whatever. And then like he would keep asking me around random days, like would you actually marry me? And I'm like, yes, I would. And so there was one day when I was like, I do his hair, so I was doing his hair. I was retwisting his locks, and he was like, no, but like, would you actually marry me? And I was like, oh my God, like, yes, but you're pissing me off now, so maybe now I'm not. And so then he like literally ends up going to the bathroom, and then he like ended up coming back, and he's like, no, like, what would you actually marry me? And like pulled out the ring, and so I was like, oh my God, like, fuck yeah, like, hell yeah. So,
All right, so behind the scenes shots on that, guys. I left the fucking ring on my desk and left to go golfing, and she was at the house.
oh my God.
Bro, the entire round that I'm playing golf, the entire round, I am stressing because I usually like I kept it in my golf bag because I knew she would never go in there. So I'm stressing the fuck out. I'm like rushing in the house to like check and see where it's at. She's like, "What the fuck are you doing?" But yeah, I bought the ring in bed. November 1st. Legit, November 1st, I bought the ring in bed, and it was getting shipped to K-Jury, like, I think a few weeks after that. And I'm like, at the time, I didn't have a driver's license, so I'm, like, trying to figure out, like, how can I get her to get me to this area? Yeah, let's go to Target. Let's go to Target. So she went to Target. I ran over to K-Jury to pick it up.
I don't remember that whatsoever.
Yeah.
Because I was at Target, so whatever.
Yeah, she was at Target, so, you know. But I ran and picked up the ring, and like as my friends know, as Kyle knows, because I've tried to do this to him like 1,000 times with his birthday gift, I'm the worst at holding secrets. You can't tell me shit, or I can't get a gift for you because I'm gonna want to give it to you as soon as I can. So that's why I was like every day, and my anxiety kicked, and I was like I don't want to know. Like I don't want her to be like, no, I don't want to marry you. I just think we just doing a really good thing right now. So I was like, yo, would you really do this? And yeah, like she said, I went to the bathroom.
You're just pissing me off because you're like, why the fuck does he think I wouldn't marry him? Like,
like, what are you doing while I wouldn't marry you?
Yeah.
But no,
exactly.
I went like she said she was doing my hair. I got up, I went and put on a polo and came back into the living room because I thought that was like the most fancy thing you can do. But yeah, so we did it then, and
What day?
December 13th, 2020. I just looked at the video.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, December 13th, and then we got married. The next year, shit.
She said you better remember.
I don't remember. It was windy.
It was windy.
It was windy that day. The winery was windy, nigga.
Cloudy?
No, we met October.
September 13th.
That's it, because it was the day of the SZN concert. That's the actual day that we met.
There you go.
All right, so yeah, so then we got married September 13th at the winery that we went to for one of our like friends' birthday parties. Then we also went with your parents on Mother's Day. Mm-hmm. We took her mom there for Mother's Day,
Yeah.
It was dope as fuck, bro. And the next time we do it, we're gonna do the same thing. Once we get our house, we're gonna invite all of our friends over, do it in the backyard, and then we're gonna party. And I think
I'll
that's
get ordained for it, and I'll re-officiate you guys.
Hey, there we go. My nigga Fish gonna do it.
You just volunteer right now.
I volunteer as a
I got you
tribute.
guys right now.
But what's a piece of advice that each of you would give people at your exact stage? So at the newly engaged stage, at the newlywed stage, and at our stage, what is a piece of advice you would give somebody who's going to be at that point?
I already got
Yeah, for me, I would say once you get married, necessarily, I feel like if you choose the right person and you have the right relationship, don't expect, like everyone always says, like, what's different now that you're married? Don't expect much to change. I feel like if you've got a solid foundation, not a lot should change when you get married, and you should just be refining the things that you've kind of talked about and just kind of like taking it more seriously and really taking those steps to put each other as that first in each other's lives, rather than just saying that that's what you want to do for your whole relationship. Now you're actually doing it and showing more than saying.
Yeah. To bounce off of that, like, don't set impossible expectations for this stage of your relationship. Like, you need to have respect for your person and just know that they're trying their best, and not, like, put so much pressure on, okay, now we're married, so, like, things should be different, when, like, things aren't going to be different, because, you know, it's just a paper that you signed and a commitment you made. And
I feel like just trying to make that person happy each day, and not just trying to like keep like a subtle happiness. You know, try to spice up every day with something little, whether that be doing a chore for them, bringing them a gift, giving them an act of service, whether it be your love language, their love language, or a new one that you guys don't consistently consistently use as a love language, I guess. But just trying to like find something to keep every day different and not just roll with the punches.
Definitely communication. Coming from someone who's very bad at it sometimes. You like just always want to make sure you're communicating with your partner. That's probably like the number one important thing. Like you got to consider your feelings and their feelings, and you know, make them aware of what's going on and a whole bunch of things. But communicating is definitely something.
For sure. What about you?
I think like choose your battles. Like not something like don't let one thing don't let it blow over into something that like becomes like a huge thing. Cause like I think a good perspective is to like, you know, if something is like not gonna like if you're thinking about something minute and it's like taking over like, you know, days of being angry or annoyed or like mad at each other, like it's just like not worth it. Because like my way of thinking is like we could die tomorrow, like you know, like just like as like a thing. So now you're gonna like go to bed upset, like, and things like that. So like just like choose your battles. Like there's obviously a lot of things that are like super important to like have discussions and like things like that about, but just have them like in a healthy way where it's like you're still able to like, you know, move forward through the day with your partner.
For sure. I think my piece of advice to the people at this point in time would be win their heart every day. Just like Austin said. Spice it up if that's your cup of tea, but every single day, every year is the challenge. Year by year is a challenge in marriage. Every day is a challenge in marriage. So make sure that you're winning that person. Make sure that you care about that person, and that person knows how much you give a fuck about them. Because a lot of people get married and go through motions. And I think that the biggest piece of advice that we could give anybody is just allow yourself enough grace to know that you're not perfect. But love that person that is in your corner every single day. World, like when I say this podcast is not for us. This podcast is to show you guys that people from different walks of life, we are all living in the same God body when it comes to love. Because love it's finite. That shit is forever changing. We might have, like, these rings symbolize forever, but marriage is a day-to-day battle. It is day to day. You will all, like, it's not like you have to win your person over. but you have to show that person every single day that you're not lazy on the love that you're giving. You're not lazy on the affection that you're giving. With that being said, guys, I appreciate you. Yeah, with that being said, I appreciate you all for being here, man. You could have been anywhere in the world but trying to watch this podcast. Make sure you like, share, leave a comment, because that does help the channel grow. Make sure you tell somebody that you love them, because I love you. I am your player partner, host and motion country cousin, Sir Winnie. This is my beautiful wife. That is awesome.
I'm called. That's.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Bugging Bugs.
You guys have a good one. Peace.
Bye.